decision that Iran has ever made, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And they're good people. I know a lot of Iranians in the United States. They're good people, smart, hardworking people. They don't want to see what's happened to their country. The story of fierce Israeli resolve and triumph since October 7th should be proof to the entire world that those who seek to destroy this nation are doomed to bitter failure. The state of Israel is strong, and it will live and thrive forever.
And the president right there appearing to wrap up his address to Israeli leaders in the parliament building. He did say, I'm going to say this quote, generations from now, this will be remembered as the moment that everything began to change. He talked about the attack on October 7th, sharing his support for Israel, vowing to never forget. Some protesting took place and a person was shown the door. He praised Steve Witkoff, his special envoy to the Middle East, his son-in-law Jared Kushner, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. He now plans to head to Egypt. I'll send it back over to you, Gene.
All right, Ray, thank you. Now at 8:01 on this Monday morning. By the way, the president's speech, he's continuing it is streaming. If you would like to go to our website and continue to watch his comments to Parliament there in Israel. And here, though, the big story has been the weather. We've had this nor'easter we've been dealing with, and it's still hanging on. We have the rain, we got the wind, and a little bit of flooding in some spots, but it hasn't been too bad.
Yeah, not too bad, but we're going to get the very latest over with Sherry. Sherry, you've been tracking this for us all morning. What's going on out there?
Yeah, it's basically just a rainy day out there. I mean, we're not expecting any widespread flooding or wind damage. There might be a couple problem spots, but this is our storm. It is an ocean storm. We call it a nor'easter because of the winds coming in from the northeast. It is pushing the rain and the breeze and even the tides into the coastline. Right now, some of our steadiest stuff is along and south of the Mass Pike, but most of it is green. So it is light to moderate, and I think that's how it stays today. You can see in the Boston area, temperatures barely change. The forecast does not change today. It is just going to be wet and murky, but because there's a long period of time that this rainfall is falling, it should not lead to any kind of flash flooding. Strongest gusts will be down on the Cape and the islands with the best chance for some minor coastal flooding. Just a little heads up that we do have some gusts up around 40, even close to 50 miles per hour right now, specifically down on in southeastern Massachusetts. And meteorologist Vicki Graff is going to be back in a little while to highlight some of these winds.
All right, Sherry, thank you. And of course, it is soaking into this holiday weekend as that storm's blowing right through our region. Yeah,
storm's bringing a little bit of everything. Sherry talked about the rain, the wind, some flooding across the state. Let's get to Boston 25 News reporter Ryan Breslin. Continuing our team coverage live from Scituate, Ryan, and that's where we noticed the wind really was the biggest element of the storm that you're dealing with down there.
Yeah, Gene, that's right. The wind has been very consistent this morning and continuing to whip us around here, especially the trees and the leaves off of those trees. So what we're seeing on the ground mostly is a lot of leaves, not too many limbs at this point. So that is some good news. Want to show you a look at the Scituate Harbor this morning. The water is definitely a lot higher from when we were here just 2 days ago. And just in general, there's a lot of water on the ground. So we were noticing that there is good chances of hydroplaning, especially if you're driving on the highway today. I want to show you as well some footage of what it looked like in Scituate last night. The storm drawing crowds to the coast to see the wind and waves for themselves last night. Wind gusts reaching close to 40 miles per hour at the Scituate Lighthouse when our crews were there. The town administrator says that he is expecting some scattered power outages come this morning.
We got some coastal erosion. But, really, from a flooding standpoint, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a big issue. Will be stuff blowing around. It'll be pretty windy. We will get some minor splash over, some minor flooding. But, if it really ramps up, stay out of the way, let our crews do what they need to do to keep everything open and safe.
Now, I have been checking the power outage map this morning. At one point, there was up to 200 customers in Scituate that were without power. I just checked it again. It looks like we're at less than 5 people. For now, live in Scituate, Ryan Breslin for your local station, Boston 25 News.
All right, Ryan, thank you. Well, the weather causing some problems on the water this morning. It's a live look near Morrissey Boulevard in Dorchester. A sailboat was beached. Strong winds. It came off its mooring, we're assuming, and wound up there on the beach on its side. So someone's going to have something to deal with there as far as getting that boat back out into the water and making sure there's hopefully no damage to it. Now, Boston also bracing for flooding from this storm. That's a big concern in the city. And Boston 25 News reporter Alyssa Azara is live near the aquarium this morning. And Alyssa, that's been a problem spot in the past during these kinds of storms.
Yeah, Gene, we have seen flooding rather in this area in the past due to heavy rain, but it's a totally different story today. We are A-OK in this area with just some light rain and wind. Many people that we've seen this morning have their umbrellas or a light jacket, but honestly, not too many people are frequenting this area right now. I think maybe they're choosing to stay inside due to the holiday or just choosing to avoid the rain altogether. But we did speak to one couple visiting from Idaho, and they're going on a foliage tour this morning looking at trees across New England, but they were told actually that they won't be seeing too many pretty leaves today due to the weather. That's pretty interesting. And they said although the weather is not ideal, they're choosing to embrace it.
I don't think it's bad so far. Not what I mean, I was expecting far worse, so.
Yeah, it's not particularly cold. It's wet and windy, but not wet, windy, and cold. So we'll be all right.
So you heard it there. If you are heading out today, I would just say to grab a rain jacket. And if you're staying inside, maybe put on a good movie and enjoy this weather from the comfort of your own home. Reporting live from Boston, Alyssa Azara for your local station, Boston 25 News.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. Now at 8:06 rather. Let's check in with Vicki Graff. Vicki, because the wind is what has really caught your attention here, it appears.
Yeah, and I just want to highlight some of the strongest winds that we've seen since yesterday. Wellfleet coming in at 65 miles per hour, Edgartown 52, Fairhaven also at 52, Sconset 51, and Rockport 44. So it has been windy out there. The strongest winds we're going to see today, this is over the Cape and Islands. Cape Cod under a wind advisory. This is with gusts up to about 50 miles per hour, and we have seen close to 55 mile per hour wind gusts right now for Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. That high wind warning has now been dropped to a wind advisory, so something we'll be watching throughout the day. There could be some power outages just with a stronger wind and still some leaves on the trees, and those are wet leaves weighing them down. Through the afternoon, you'll notice those wind gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour. The strongest gusts will be over the Cape and Islands, and even tomorrow it's still another breezy day. We'll be back with a look at when we'll see some improvements to the forecast coming up.
All right, taking a look right now at MEMA's map for the outages. And we've been checking in for the past few hours now, and it's a little over around 4,000 outages from 4,700, it looks like, a little over that, outages throughout the state. That is just about 200 up from the past hour last time we checked. Of course, we're expecting probably more power outages as that wind continues to ramp up. We're going to keep you updated throughout this show and also let you know where this nor'easter is heading and also how long we can expect these conditions to last. Meantime, the Steamship Authority has suspended services between Hyannis and Nantucket due to the storm. Ferries are still scheduled to run between Woods Hole and Martha's Vineyard, but they're likely going to be diverted from Oak Bluffs to Vineyard Haven. The Steamship Authority says that they will continue to evaluate the conditions throughout the storm. It has waived cancellation and also change fees for today. Now, the MBTA has canceled all Lynn, Winthrop, and Quincy ferries because of the storm. The 8 and also 820 ferries from Hingham, they've been canceled. The Charlestown and East Boston ferries are running as normal this morning.
Well, South Coast and Rhode Island also getting battered by the nor'easter. Folks turned out to Narragansett Beach last night just to watch the big waves firsthand. One person even spotted swimming in the rough surf, something that first responders strongly discourage. Many say they plan just to look at the waves and then find something to do inside.
We're going to stay dry as much as we can. All the indoor activities, stay safe. We've got the movies today and maybe some Monopoly tonight. Who knows?
There are hundreds of power outages this morning in Rhode Island, and the Block Island Ferry Service warning customers check for updates about trips, not only for today, but also through tomorrow.
And check this out. The storm already resulting in some flooding in spots along the East Coast. This includes a scene out of southern New Jersey yesterday. You can see this roadway is flooded pretty good, about several inches there of that street in a neighborhood underwater. Officials in Atlantic City, specifically here, are saying this is the highest water levels that they have seen since Hurricane Sandy hit that area in 2012. Now, the strong winds that also kicked up the surf along Virginia Beach just yesterday. Parts of that city also experiencing flooding and high tide, too. Crews also reported making numerous rescues from the floodwaters a little bit more south down in the Carolinas. All right, let's get over to Sherry because she's been tracking this, of course, first for us, and also the timing of this. How long is it going to last?
Yeah. So this is actually going to last into tomorrow. And even though we've got rain out there, a lot of it is going to be light to moderate. So we do have a wet and blustery day in the forecast for today. I'm not expecting any widespread flooding, but you can see through tomorrow morning we maintain those showers, and then showers actually taper off during the day tomorrow. I'll be back with Futurecast to time it out.
All right, so checking the traffic, I know it's a holiday, so traffic is relatively light out there, but the rain's still causing some problems. So we still have the issue on the expressway where we have a couple of lanes blocked because of a crash that happened a while ago now, but you can still see the trees and the leaves blowing and the wind there. The rain's still coming down. So coming up in just a few minutes, I'll show you some of the other crashes that are happening on the maps. Back to you.
All right, so I know you're expecting us to be in Stowe today, but today's nor'easter prompting us to postpone our autumn zip trip to Stowe. We were planning on being at Honey Pot Hill Orchard today, but between the wind and the rain, it made sense to call up the festivities for today. Usually it's rain or shine, but there was just too much weather today for everybody to deal with. So we are working on a makeup date, and we'll get back to Stowe. And once we've worked it out and we've picked a new date, we'll let you know both on air and through our social media pages. But we look forward to rescheduling that and getting up to Stowe.
Yes, indeed.
All right, it's now 8:11 this morning. A new week and still no deal to reopen the government.
That means a lot of government workers out there will continue to go without a paycheck. Coming up next, the issues both sides are digging their heels in on.
And a local food delivery driver carjacked at gunpoint, the crime leaving neighbors on edge. The massive effort by 3 different police agencies to try and find those responsible.
And of course, we're tracking that nor'easter for you and the impacts it could have on your morning. I mean, take a look right here. Roadways are looking slick. Traffic not too bad, it seems, over the Bourne Rotary. But yeah, it is pretty gross out there. But Sherry and Vicky, they have the very latest on what you can expect with this storm on your Monday morning. We're coming back after the break.